Hello, hello, welcome back to Talkin' Tunes, and today we are talking about the 8 tunes on the Buggles' first of 2 albums, 1980's The Age of Plastic. The Buggles, a musical duo consisting of members, goddamn B needs to fuck off, goddammit. Alright, we're starting off strong. The 2 members of the Buggles are, Trevor Horn and Jeff Downs. If you've watched this channel before, if you're a fan of the band that's currently on my shirt, those names should sound a little bit familiar to you. But for the rest of you, we'll get to one of their big hits. Now, these guys originally were a trio with another guy whose name I forgot. They wrote different versions of each other's songs, most famously track 2 on this album. Yeah, that's about all I know about the origin. Oh, that's right. And the idea behind this band is that they are a fake band. They are a band from a dystopian future where music is made more, like a machine. It's not a form of true art. Kinda predicted the future, didn't they? But starting off with song number 1, the title track, it starts off with a sound collage. It's got the least stupid new wave I've ever heard. It's got a catchy chorus, and I somewhat see why they were selected for Yes on this one. It's pretty cool. They send the heart police to put you under cardiac arrest, and as they drag you through the door, they tell you that you failed the test. Shades of 1984. Would you fuck off, B? Would you please kindly fuck off? And then song number 2, you know this one. It's Video Killed the Radio Star. This is the song that put this band on the map. This is why, they are a known entity. It was their biggest hit in the UK. Of course, it wouldn't become massive until it aired as the first video to ever be shown on MTV. Goes down in history. Interestingly enough, that music video also holds an appearance from a very young Hans Zimmer. So, isn't that nifty? Yeah, so that's Video Killed the Radio Star. That's probably going to be the most I have to say about any of these songs. They are pretty basic. Song number 3, Kid Dynamo. Did this inspire Viva La Vida? There was like a thing that kind of made me think of like that Viva La Vida thing, or how it goes. I don't know. It's just some more new wave. It's reminiscing about an old theater serial, I think. Kid Dynamo. And then there's like a couple of chords, like there's this dun 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 section that reminds me of Echoes, of that part of Echoes. So that's interesting. Again, a little bit of prog influence on these guys. Song number 4, I Love You, Miss Robot. There's some Chris Squire inspired bass, and in this future, apparently sex robots exist. Again, kind of ahead of their time. I mean, we're kind of getting kind of close to that, and it's scary. Yeah. Song number 5, Clean Clean, opens with a bit of organ. It's got the silliest chorus on the album. It has a good tempo, and it would have been cool as fuck on Drama. It really would have been. This album has an interesting quirk where there's a lot of, just moments where it's kind of quiet and they're not doing much more than noodling. It's not much more than Jeff Downs noodling. It's just kind of meh. It's interesting. It's like there's skeletons of songs that could have been filled out with a full band behind them. It could have been really good if it wasn't new wave. That's the thing. I'm not a big fan of new wave. It's far from the worst thing ever made, but it strips all there's moments that very clearly can be filled up with something cool, and they just don't do anything during them. They just kind of play the same thing they've been playing for the last, 4 minutes or so. Like that, or not 4 minutes, like the past, 2 minutes, I guess. That's my problem with New Wave. Song number 6, Elstree. There's chords from both Radio Star and the title track. And it's a tribute to Elstree Film Studios. And it's this guy singing I had a part in a B movie. I played, a historical figure or something. It's just, again, it's neat. It's not terrible. I understand why only Radio Star took off. And even then, that took a couple of years. Song number 7, Astro Boy, parentheses, and the Proles on Parade, shades of 1984 once again. It does have a little bit more of that drama flavor, and I don't know if, the Astro Boy in the title is a reference. There was an anime in, the late 70s, I want to say, which is when they would have been recording this, so that tracks. There's an anime from the late 70s called Astro Boy. That's all the more I know about it. So I don't know if it's a reference to that. These guys seem nerdy enough that they would know what anime is in 1980, 1979. So, yeah. And then song number 8, the final song on the album, Johnny and the Monorail. It's weirdly high energy. It's this big grandiose thing about a guy riding on a monorail, a piece of transportation that I think can only do 40 without fucking itself up. So, yeah, and I could definitely see it being the soundtrack to some sort of anime, or not anime, some sort of animation at the time, but particularly anime, I guess. So, yeah. It was released in 1980. It sold okay in Britain, but it didn't go gangbusters. It did horribly in the United States, if it even got distributed over here. It was just... it just didn't sell well. It didn't get any notoriety until the launch of MTV a couple of years later. However, don't feel bad for Jeff Downs and Trevor Horn, because, like I said, they would go on to join Yes, and they would record a second album, which I haven't heard, that does contain a song from Drama on it, or a version of a song from Drama on it. Drama's an album I reviewed. I will leave a link to that review in the description down below. Not a lot of people watched it when that came out. It was, don't feel bad for these guys again. They joined Yes. And, of course, Jeff Downs would go on to be in Asia. Trevor Horn would go on to be a producer. He still is a producer. He's still around. All around just kind of a cool dude. Jeff Downs is also in the current lineup of Yes, which also amazingly has a new album coming out this year, and I will look at that when that comes out. But yeah, so again, don't feel bad for these guys. Is this an album you necessarily need to listen to? Not really. Not really. I will say, unless you want to, I wouldn't say, if you're a big New Wave fan, I feel like you'll get a lot out of this. If you like Drama by Yes, I think you'll listen to this and go, oh, now I understand why they chose the guys that did Video Killed the Radio Star. Yeah. So, that's pretty much all I have. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like on it. If you have something to add, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. If you want to hear me talk about something other than music, I have a podcast with two of my buddies. It's called Dorkies. I will leave a link to the latest episode of that in the description down below. And if you want to hear what I happen to be listening to that day, you can follow me on Instagram. I will leave a link to that in the description down below. I post a song on my story there every single day. And with that, I would like to remind you all to stay weird and keep jamming. See you in the next one. Take care.